friends, let's start with the TU&MU, what is total utility and what is marginal utility, and then we will see the relationship between TU and MU. So we are going to discuss 2 points, 2 questions, that is what is TU and what is MU, and next is relationship between TU and MU. Let's begin with the distinguished part of total utility and marginal utility. In your textbook, they have given one tabular information where some information is missing. We have to fill that gaps. We have to fill in. It's just like filling the gaps. First, I will explain you only the meaning part. Then I will explain you the relationship between the diagram and schedule. Then you will understand. Then we will discuss remaining points. Now let's start with the, now you all have understood what is utility. Utility means want, satisfying, power of a commodity. Now what is total utility? Total utility is nothing but sum, total, aggregate. See, here formula is summation, total of MU. Now what is MU? Additional utility or utility from last unit is called marginal utility. See students, whenever the word marginal comes, marginal means last unit. Suppose I have eaten 10 mangoes. Then if I ask you what is the marginal utility of last unit, my last unit is the 10th one. So MU is last unit, or we can say that additional unit. For example, after eating 9 mangoes, if I am taking 10th mango to eat, then additional utility is MU is 10th unit. So MU stands for additional utility. MU means additional. So MU, marginal utility, means additional utility or utility from last unit. Additional or last unit. Okay. And total utility is aggregate. Aggregate means total of all successive. Now remember one thing, successive is very important term. Why? Because successive means, for example, if I want to check the total utility, then I have to consume that product continuously. Successively means without time interval, continuously. Suppose if I say how many ice creams you can eat at a time. At a time means what? You are going to finish first, immediately you will take second cup, immediately you will take third cup, fourth cup, right-wise. So successive is very important. Successive means without gap, without time interval. So suppose I have eaten 5 mangoes, then total utility is utility from first mango plus utility of second mango, utility of third, utility of fourth, plus utility of fifth. So if I am taking sum total of all 5 mangoes, then that is called total utility. Aggregate means total. Then marginal utility formula is TU(n) minus n minus 1. For example, if I have eaten total 10 mangoes and 10 minus 1 is 9, so my last unit is 10th unit. So MU from last unit is 10th unit. We can calculate with this, with the help of this formula. You don't need to calculate any problems. They have just given you the information. Remaining chart you will understand when I will explain you the relationship between TU and MU part. So let's begin with that relationship between TU and MU. Now you have understood total utility. Total utility means aggregate, total of whatever you have consumed. And marginal utility is the latest, the last one, the additional. For example, if I say I have eaten total 5 mangoes, then last unit is 5th. If I say I have eaten 4 apples, then last is 4th apple. Likewise. Now, in this case, for studying relationship between TU and MU, we have assumed that how many units you have consumed? 7 units. So total units of commodity is 7. Now how to remember this TU and MU chart? For that purpose I will tell you, for last unit for MU write -2, then 0, then 2 stable, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What I have done? I have started units of commodity, total 7 commodities we are going to consume. In that last unit -2, 0, then I have written 2 stable, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now obviously first unit will be the same, so TU is same. So if you add 10 plus 8, you will get 18. 18 plus 6, you will get 24. 24 plus 4, you will get 28. 28 plus 2, you will get 30. 30 plus 0, you will get again 30. Now 30 plus minus becomes 30 plus minus become minus, so you will get 28. With this we have finished the chart. In the exam you don't need to write or like this, you are going to directly put the figures. Why I have given these arrows? Just to understand, just to remember, just to recollect the table. Once the table is done, explanation is very easy. On the basis of table, you are able to draw the diagram. Suppose your figures are wrong, diagram will go wrong, and you are not able to prove the points, what you want to prove, how you want to prove the relationship, then you will find difficulty in it. So remember what we have done. We have assumed that we have consumed total how many units? 7 units. Then TU, instead of TU, I have started with MU. And the MU last unit is -2, then 0, then there is 2 stable. Initially both will be the same. Once I get 10, then 10 plus 8, 18, 18 plus 6, 24, 24 plus 4, 28, 28 plus 2, 30, 30 plus 0, 30, 30 plus minus 2, 28. With this I have finished with the table. Now on the basis of table, see, you don't need to by heart it, you have to remember it, so it will be easy for you. So once the table is done, now what we have to do? We have to draw TU and we have to draw MU. Now how? See, for the first unit, see, x-axis we have written units of commodity, y-axis we are showing both TU as well as MU. So again, x-axis units of commodity, y-axis TU and MU. Now I will tell you the trick how to draw the diagram. First we will draw the TU and then we will draw the MU. First see, for the first unit TU is 10. So for the first unit TU is 10. For the second unit TU is 18. I am just joining it now. Then for the third unit it is 24. Then for the fourth unit it is 28. Then for the fifth unit it is 30. Then for the sixth unit it is 30. Then for the seventh unit it is 28. With the help of scale you will get neatly. So this is my TU. What it? Now MU. For the MU, for the first unit it is 10. For the second unit it is 8. For the third unit it is 6. Likewise I have drawn it and I am going to join it. Now see. see this. This is your MU. See this part. This comes in negative quadrant -2. This is exactly 0. Okay. With this we have finished TU and MU. Now this point, it should look like, it should be here. When you are going to join these points, it should come here. That point is called as point of satiety. That is maximum satisfaction. Okay. When you draw with the scale, you will get exact 2 points will be in the same line. Now see what I have done. Units of commodity, total 7 units of commodity we have assumed. Then TU chart, MU chart is ready. First we draw the TU part and then we draw the MU curve. TU curve and MU curve. Do you observe that TU and MU both are initially equal? We have to just explain all this in the answer. Means this answer is your relationship between TU and MU. Remember students, whenever the question asks, students directly write this TU and MU relationship. See, without table and without diagram, you cannot write this answer directly. This table is very important, and this, on the basis of this schedule, you have to draw the curve diagram also. And before that, I will say, just write 2 lines about what is TU and what is MU. Okay. Now we are done with the table. We are done with the diagram part. Now see, let's see the explanation part. Now you have seen that initially TU is also 10, MU is also 10. So our first point will be initially TU and MU both are equal. In the textbook they have given for the first unit TU and MU are equal. We can see it's true. It is TU is also 10, MU is also 10. With the consumption of second, third, fourth, so with the consumption of second unit, TU starts increasing. You can see it's increasing, it's going upward. So you will say TU starts increasing but at a diminishing rate. This word is important because even though it's increasing but the rate is slow. That's why we are saying that TU is increasing with the consumption of second unit, third unit, fourth unit. TU has started increasing but at a diminishing rate. And clear cut, MU goes on decreasing. It's downward sloping, TU is upward sloping. So second point is over. Now see, we come across with one point, that is point of satiety. Now understand what is this point of satiety. Point of satiety means here the satisfaction, both satisfaction level is same. Here also he is getting 30, here also for 5th unit also 30, for 6th unit also 30. For both satisfaction level is same, but for this unit, see, for this unit satisfaction level is highest, maximum satisfaction, because once you start consuming next unit, you are getting your satisfaction level has reduced, your TU started reducing and your MU started diminishing, disutility. You experience disutility. What is disutility? Where you will not get the utility at all. So this is the highest level, this is also highest level, but after this you are not getting maximum. That's why we are going to consider this as a point of satiety. That's why here where MU is 0, TU is highest. Remember this for objective point also, where TU is
is highest, at that time mu is 0, and that point is called point of satiety. S-A-T-I-E-T-Y. Satiety means maximum satisfaction. That is the point where the person gets maximum satisfaction, and after that TU starts falling. TU starts falling and mu goes into negative quadrant. Disutility starts from that. Disutility means even though you are consuming the product, but you are not getting anything, or it's not advisable to a rational consumer to consume the product. One last point is TU is always positive. From the diagram, from the table, you can see that TU is always positive, but mu can be positive. We have seen that at point of satiety it is 0, and even it is -2 means it is negative also. Now these points you have to use it in distinguish. That's why in the textbook they have explained you, they have given you the comparison, but for understanding all this you need to see this relationship between TU and MU. You need to understand this relationship between TU and MU. What is TU and what is MU? What exactly, how it works? Initially what happens? Then with the consumption of second unit, TU starts increasing, but at a diminishing rate. MU goes on falling, MU is downward sloping. Then we saw that there is one point of satiety concept is there, where TU is maximum, where the person gets maximum satisfaction, and at that time MU is 0. It is always advisable to a rational consumer. A rational consumer will never consume after that point, because disutility starts from that point. TU starts diminishing. From this figure we can see that TU is always positive and MU can be positive, negative, or it can be 0. We are done with the relationship, we are done with the explanation part. Now the last thing is, we have seen only the meaning part. In your textbook they have given this tabular information and fill in the blanks is there. Once you understand this, you are able to write the answer of it. I have written the answer, we will just discuss it. We are done with the aggregate and additional meaning part. We are done with the formula also. Now third point. TU starts increasing but at a diminishing rate. We have seen that TU starts increasing but diminishing rate. Diminishing rate means the rate is slow, even though it's increasing, but the rate is slow. For example, if I say in 5th standard I scored 70%, in 6th standard if I score 75, 76, 77, this, even though the percentages are increasing, but that rate is very slow. So TU increases but at a diminishing rate. And MU, you have already seen, it's continuously falling. So MU is falling. Then we have seen the point of satiety. At point of satiety, MU is at point of satiety TU is maximum and MU is 0. Then next, this is also explained, TU is always positive, MU can be positive, negative, 0. It determines value in use of commodity and MU determines value in exchange. Now we have done with this chart. This chart is able to finish, you are able to understand only when you will understand this tabular information, the diagram and exact the relationship. Please note down this point.